Three, two, one. Welcome back to Sitrep. I'm Thrill. I'm joined today by Shifty and Exotics. We missed quite a bit, but we have quite a bit to talk about, so without further delay, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the group stage. We're going places 9 through 1 in reverse order. So let's start out with Los. Ninth place. Are we surprised?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it was
Sexy Cake didn't make it in NA.
It was fun to see Sexy K come back. It was really fun for like the really old fans of the league, but like, man,
It's a new game.
it's a new game. It's a new
Yeah.
region. Plus, he hasn't really played like Brazilian T1 or like proper Brazilian T1 in so long. That it was like this was gonna happen. I think we all kind of just accepted. Oh, he's gonna bomb his first stage. I will say though,
Yeah.
like they did kind of start to get better. Although grouping by like the full team stats here, none of them were really good. The highest rating on the team was a 0.96 from Legacy, and that's the overall rating. And nobody on the team went positive. Wow, nobody on the team went positive. That's
Yeah,
I said that as a joke. Actually, nobody on the team went positive.
Yeah, no one went positive on their team throughout the season. I think it was just, I don't know, maybe they thought because Brazil was dominant, they could just bring 5 Brazilian players over to NA and expect them to be able to do something, but that's not the case.
The only
It's a
series
completely
they
different
won
game.
was SSG, and even then, it's like it's Clubhouse. That could have gone either way. It was 7-5 Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And like people were kind of like arguing that like the Blitz Flash on 60 Gig Shield went further than it should have because it was online, but like that's kind of cope. Like I cope a lot, and even I can say that's cope. Like they just got the better half. That's really all it came down to in that series. Then,
Please tell me I'm not the only one that sees 12% survival rate on Furious.
Wait a minute.
I wasn't gonna talk about it, but
12%?
if I remember right, yeah, they were not.
Why is he playing a zombie with that survival rate? That's the bigger question.
His headshot rate is kind of impressive. I won't even lie on that.
Well, the question is, how many kills did he have? Because I mean,
he was
62 with
he was minus 16.
74.
Okay, 74. That's
pretty good.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can't really. The entire team.
Wait, is that the low?
The highest survival rating.
Is that the lowest survival rating?
The literal highest survival rating.
Survival rating in the league.
Actually,
no, that's the lowest survival rating in the league. I'm checking right now.
Guys, the highest survival rating on the team is 26%. The whole team is ass. Like, it's not even like he's that far apart from his teammates. Like, the entire team is like this. The highest cost is 64% on Sexy Cake.
They just need to stop doing a
honestly,
but I mean, a 64% cost is still like that's like that bad.
That's like
it's not that bad. But he's the only one that's got it. If that's the cutoff, everyone else is below that cutoff. That's 4 out of the 5 players on the team.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I'm a little disappointed Sexy Cake coming back because I loved watching him play when he was on Liquid. But yeah, it's just old Siege is not what Siege is today.
They picked him up more for the name than his performance, I feel like.
Yeah. And I remember, I think they're like, let's see, I think 3 of their players are at the bottom when it comes to overall in general. Yeah. Los did not do great. Maybe they can bounce back next stage, but I highly doubt it. There's a lot.
Yeah,
they need
4
to
out of Los's 5 players are in the bottom 10 of the league. Like that's like we'll just chalk that's like rough first stage. They have the off season.
Yeah, but
see if they get better.
We're shitting on Los a little too much. Who's next?
Yeah,
Who else can catch the smoke?
Let's move on. All right, 8th place. Oh, heater incoming. Sonics. Oh boy. Let's talk about the
Merc.
Sonics.
I'm so sorry, Merc. I'm so sorry, Merc. I'm so sorry.
Like, let's take a look at the stats here. Let's take a look at the stats here. The best player was Ambi, who went +1, and that was the only player to go positive on the entire team.
Yeah. Once again, these stats aren't like they're still just a little better than. They're still just a little better than Los, honestly, if you look at them.
Like they're just like for what Sonics was expected to be, they dropped the ball hard. Like they like I can't say they dropped it. They spiked that shit into the ground, bro. Like,
bro. Ambi.
like Ambi was the highest rated of the team, but like at the same time, they are now missing Manchester. Where
That's crazy to me because it's like you look at these stats and like you say, Ambi is I mean he's not the highest rated, but he's a 1.01, and it looks like they're doing decent in games. But then you watch the games and you watch what they do,
I
and
do
it
want to
doesn't make
say,
sense.
I do think that they're like kind of trying to fix it already. Because before the LCQ, they did swap their players around. They put Gio on the bench and bought Grixer back in. And that did seem to help.
That's true.
But at the same time, is that enough to get this team out of the bottom half of the league? Because these teams all like they didn't get to go to playoffs. They just went straight to LCQ. So now the question becomes: is that change enough for them this next coming stage? And I don't think so. I think we need to see a shakeup in their coaching philosophy or something here because this has gone on for so
they
too long.
They could do that because like with these lower seeded teams that went through the LCQ and didn't, qualify, they have the most amount of time to practice. And I mean, there is a lengthy off season now. And it happens. I mean, we saw it happen before the blast format when teams wouldn't qualify, they come back the next stage and then they'd be in playoffs because they had so much practice with the new stuff while the other teams were at the majors playing.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is potential to do it. There is time to change the coaching philosophy, but I do think you're right. They got to start now. And if they don't start now, they're gonna be back at the bottom.
Yeah. But like, it's also just the fact that like we talked about this a lot. Was Andy the right pickup for this roster? Like over Gunner?
Who?
Because
I
you have
guess
to remember
is there anyone else they could have picked?
like they did this before SI, which is why I think it was kind of like an iffy pickup to begin with. Because before SI, put that trial by fire is already a lot for a lot of players. But now that's no longer trial by fire, and like we're still seeing this roster be kind of shaky. Like he is doing the best on the team, but like at the same time, is that cohesion that they had from like the pre-SI roster now kind of lost? That's like the big question. I think we're gonna see that question gets answered within stage 2. And then moving on to
God, why do
the
they have to wait so long
last,
for stage 2?
moving on to the last of the teams to miss playoffs, wild card. All bark, no bite. Oh boy, let's talk about wild card.
Wild card had a lot of expectations.
We called wild card the winners here because we thought that they had this roster that had been practicing together all off season, so they were going to storm out of the gates, and they just fell flat. Like they had some pretty big upsets.
Yeah.
Like the SSG upset, that one was pretty big. But then you look at like the rest of the stage, and it's just nothing remarkable. They had a very unremarkable stage. And I do think that they are getting better. They did show signs of progress throughout the stage. But like also right now, like the big thing is that they're now being more talked about for getting clowned on by Ashen than they are being talked about. We'll talk about that like later when we get to LCQ. But if your team is more being talked about because they're getting clowned on by another player, it's looking bad.
And I mean, it was like I said when we talked about this team before. If Vertical could find that formula to consistency, it could be good. But
yeah,
didn't find it.
Look at the stats.
I don't know what his. Yeah, he was a 0.91. Wasn't doing too great. He's got a -12. I mean, he was +1 on entry. But actually, let me look at the games. Let me look at what he's doing in the game specifically.
I got. Oh no, you are looking at the right zone. Never mind.
Yeah, I guess DZ, he was 0.28, 1-7, 0-3 on entry. I mean, they did get 7-1, but like gaming one wins against Sonics. But yeah, when he was Sonics, he went 11-7. It was 2 on entry. He had 100% cost. Like
I think that the switch to flex for Rampy worked to begin with. But now I'm looking at the stats, and he's the lowest rated on team. He has a 0.9. He's -14. He's positive on entry, but like all of those stats aren't that remarkable. He's got a 25% SRB. Yeah. It's just like, man, do they need to make a change with his role or like with the lineup there? Because like Spiker's doing well, Bosco's doing well, Kansas is doing phenomenally, but it's just Burt and Rampy again. Same story as Mirage.
Yeah. Yeah, Vert's not doing too well here and there. Like sometimes he pops off and they win, but like the games they lose, he loses hard.
Yeah.
Like he just does not do well. Like against like Luminosity and everything. I don't know. That team it could definitely needs to do a lot of work, but they have the potential there. They have very good players. Like they have players that have proven themselves. It's just there's some weaknesses that need to be filled, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know who else you could really get on that, like roster changes wise. Who can you pick up? Who can you pick up that would help that roster?
I think that question's gonna have like we're gonna try to answer that question with Element 3 coming up here.
Oh no.
Oh wait, am I good?
You're
back, but
okay. I think I got
lost
that on
you
my
for a
end.
second there.
As I was gonna say, I think we're gonna see the question to that.
If you got it on your end, that's cool.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the answer to that question come around with Element 2 coming up here, not Element 2, Element 3 coming up here.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep naming it every like another new number.
Probably, man. It's confusing.
Like 15 years from now, it's like Element 47.
Nah, they're just gonna start going into Roman numerals.
It's gonna be like the Super Bowl every time.
Element X.
T2 Super Bowl.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on before we completely devalue the T2 scene. Next up.
No, that's not devalue. What you mean?
I'm fucking with you.
Anyways,
I'm fucking with you.
I know.
Moving on. 6th place, and these teams did go to playoffs, so they had a chance to participate for like a higher place than this. Space Station. Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Seethe.
Shifty. You want to pop off for a little bit here? Because I know you said you want to pop off for here about this roster.
All right, Iconic. Listen, dog. I love you, man.
Cracking
all right, you stole my wallet.
It's crazy.
I said this last time when we talked about the low light and highlight players. And you were my low light. I fuck with you, dog. I think you're one of the best players. I still want you to be on stage shit talking. But if you play like you've been playing this whole fucking regular season, my dog, you ain't making it to no fucking stage. All right, you ain't even gonna see a fucking LAN cable. All right, I'm glad you made it to the LCQ and you picked it up, but you got to keep that shit. This season, dog, I'm mad. That's one of my goats, and that motherfucker was, shit. It felt bad, bro. Like some days he would pop up. Like it was only, I think he only had like above a 1.0 in games they won, and like games they lost, it was like always 0.5 or 0.3 or some shit. You're just always getting shit on. But something changed, because something definitely changed from the SSG we saw during regular season and the SSG we saw during playoffs. LCQ. Because they did well. All of their players were doing phenomenal. It's just, can they keep it going? And I'm worried about the teams they faced in the regular season being able to just shut them out because of how they were playing.
I'm also looking at like.
But yeah, I got that on my system.
Wikipedia thing here. They got kind of hosed in the seeding match here. For 5th place seeding, they got blown out by LG on Sky, which, like, to be fair, I'm pretty sure they had an attack side Sky, or like an attack side Sky to start, which that's rough to begin with, but like still 7-3.
I think I remember watching that. It was brutal, man. It hurt.
Yeah, I tuned in a little bit on that one.
I think I left because I got so fucking mad at what I was seeing. I think that's why I stopped.
Speaking of Luminosity, they came in 5th. And like, I'm just looking at the LCQ here real fast just to see like where they kind of finished. Yeah, they finished 4th in the LCQ, which is like the worst of all the T1 teams, but still, this is an impressive showing from them. Like from stage 2 last year to stage 1 this year, this is an impressive upgrade.
Yeah, it definitely is. Especially with the players they got on that team. Like, I wouldn't expect that team to really do. I mean, they outperformed SSG. They were above SSG.
If you look at them on paper, like nothing really stands out. Like nobody on paper performed well, but at the same time, they showed up when it mattered, and that really speaks a lot to like the tenacity of this team. I think we're gonna after this offseason, we might see them potentially go to next major. Who knows?
Yeah, they're the team. Like, they're the team I'm having my eye on because
they're the team
of that.
to watch. They're the team to watch after the stage,
especially this next stage because of, like I said, with the practice time. Like, they're already middle of the pack, and now they have the time from the major and the off season to get better. There's a chance they come back a fighting team next stage.
They could fight hard this next stage.
Yeah.
It's like looking over everything. It's like the best player was Kixra, but he only went like +4. It's like on this roster, nothing statistically stands out. So like something is different in the server. Like their comms are better, their strats are better. Like something is working and winning this team rounds. And
I'm sorry, I just saw Exotics flashbang himself. He opened it and went.
You saw me look away.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing. My bad. Sorry, Throw. Can you repeat that? I was paying attention to getting flashbang.
Like the stats aren't exceptional. So it's like, what are they doing better? Is it the strats? Is it their comms? Like, what is different about this team that is letting them like get this leapfrog ahead of teams like Sonic, like Wildcard, where we know that infrastructure is there and is better. Like, what is different about this team?
I didn't really pay too much attention to this stage because I genuinely didn't think they would be middle of the pack, but I really don't have an answer for that. I'll have to look next stage because I'm curious about that too. Like, what is different? Just their strategy? Who's their coach? Who is coaching them?
I can check right now.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I can check.
Vivid, and then their assistant coach is Mossy. Mossy's
interesting.
Analyst, sorry.
Sorry, I just flashed myself again.
All right. But then moving on to 4th place, this was a real shocker for everyone, I feel. Oxygen. Oxygen came out of the gates hot, dude.
They just got shut the fuck down at the end of the season.
Yeah, like they were the first team in NAL history to go 5-0 on season start.
Yeah.
And now it ends with them not going to Manchester.
Wow. Yeah, let's see. They went. When did they start losing? So they went 7-3 against Sonics, right? That was the one I see, and then they lost. They went 7-1 against DZ. Then they went 7-3 against SSG. Then they lost 8-7 to M80, and then they lost 2-1 to M80, and then they lost 2-0 to Dark Zero. They're on a losing streak.
Yeah, like,
and it seems
at the end.
Yeah, it seems
I will
like
say though, shout out to Dream for just being the bomb bitch and leading the NAL. No, he's not leading the NAL in plants. He's second in the NAL to plants. But like, still, second in plants is pretty good, even if you're only -25. Holy shit!
He's also just many plants.
Dream was also playing really well the entire stage. Like, I was really impressed with Dream, but like but I think maybe the reason they had such a good starting season to the season was because no one had figured them out yet. But then once people figured them out, they just went on an extreme losing streak. Like, they made it to playoffs, but they won one map.
Yeah.
And then they lost to DZ.
They just kind of cratered.
People adapted to them, and they couldn't adapt to anyone else.
Yeah.
It's the biggest strength in Siege. If you can adapt better than the other team, that's what makes you the better team.
And then let's go over now the teams that, like, from the group stage are going to Manchester. First up, Dark Zero. Polo's back on stage, baby.
Polo. Let's go.
My boy's back.
And for anyone wondering, W7M did not fucking qualify, so I can root for whoever the fuck I want. Let's go, baby. Root for Bolo. He's winning this shit. Let's go.
Bolo's about to sweep the year. Watch this shit. He's about to win everything.
I can't wait. It's Bolo time, baby.
Well,
It's Bolo
looking
time.
at the stats, it's like Canadian didn't have a great season. Bolo also kind of had a shaky season. He only had a .99.
Holy.
But Nafe,
What did you discover?
Nafe carried this team hard.
NJR, bro. Plus
NJR is
67
Slayer.
on
He's a
hard breach.
fucking Slayer,
Plus
dog.
67 on hard breach.
That's bro. I'm telling you, that's my inspiration as a hard breacher.
Highest
That's my
kills per round
inspiration.
on the team.
I think you're getting your stats mixed up. On CGG, it only has him as plus 14.
CGG, I'm
No,
looking at him.
CGG. When you go to the team as a whole,
I'm maybe
that's
I
his.
don't
That's
know,
that.
but,
I think that's his.
What event do you want? Because we're on the NAL 2024 stage.
I was on
No,
NAL.
no.
I
I see it too. I went to just Dark Zero's team page. I think that's his entire time on DZ. Maybe. No, it can't be. Because
it can't be.
They do it.
Yeah, 302 kills to 235.
Yeah, you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, that's over. That's over the last 3 months. That includes stuff like SI.
Oh yeah,
Still,
19
NJR,
matches in the
though,
last
he's-
3 months.
he's him.
Still, that's impressive.
Yeah, like plus 14.
him.
But like Nafe had a 71% cost, a KPR of 0.8, so he's getting almost a kill around, and a survival rate of 35. All the DZ survival rates are actually pretty decent. Like nobody on the team had under a 25%. The lowest is Bolo actually, with a 28. I'm sure it's not Canadian, honestly.
But that's fine because he's Bolo.
And no, the funny thing is I think that's a good sign. How the fuck you got Bolo, but you got 4 people outslaying? Like, damn, team. That's a deadly
Also,
team.
Canadian
then.
once again is breaking the double-digit plant holder with 13 plants this season.
I didn't watch too much of the. I've been head down working on other stuff, so I haven't watched too much. I've just been looking at like highlights. Have they been playing like kind of protect the president with Canadian?
No, he's minus 27.
Oh, never mind. That's fair.
It's like I think his job. He's kind of realized his job is now. I go in, put lunchbox on floor, die. We win round.
No, but NGR is still.
Oh shit! Okay, I just looked at the entry stats. Pamba is plus 15 on entry.
Yep. Pamba party. Pamba fucking party.
I do think it's still kind of like indicative, like the fucking tweet I made where I was like, dude will be like he's baby girl, and it's just Jason Bolo Doty.
Didn't I retweet that?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I think I might have retweeted that. But that's just because like Bolo is my.
Bolo's your baby.
I don't know
girl.
what I'm allowed to say here, but Bolo.
Say it. No, say
I
it.
do
Come
some
on.
things for Bolo.
All right. No, dog, you don't understand. You don't
And
understand the
now all the
conversation I had at
sponsors are
Charlotte.
Let's move on to let's move on to second place. M80. Now, I'm not gonna say this is a good performance because it is, but we all remember last year.
I'm not convinced.
I will say though, congratulations to Kino for having the most plants this stage with 20 plants.
Kino comes back and he shows that he still got it.
Also, Spoit is the overall MVP because he had the highest overall rating. It's like, dude, what can't Spoit do when he's actually on an entry roll?
Win a major. With M80, I mean.
I'm about to say, you sure about that?
Sorry, I had to quickly asterisk that real quick. My bad. I completely forgot.
It is like this. Wait.
win an NA.
He
Win an NA.
He even has a defuse.
He can do it all.
He can do it all.
M80 is once again. I'm still not convinced until we see what they do at the major.
Yeah, this team needs to show up.
They got to get out the Swiss stage.
This team needs to show up internationally, otherwise it's all like, well, what's the point?
Because they've shown that they can do well domestically, but
okay, now
that's not the bar we need.
I think it's time we talk about the biggest surprise this stage. Your NAL Stage 1 champions are Beast Coast. And to anyone who is not following the NAL, this is not a bit. This is not a joke. Beast Coast unironically won Stage 1.
If I had a time machine, and
Listen,
I told myself 2 years ago,
I don't want to say that I hate to see it, but I kind of hate to see it.
Why?
Why?
Oh, we gonna have a conversation now, baby.
Listen,
Why?
we're gonna have a conversation, but as far as I can see, Beast Coast has got a they've got a thing for the funny word.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Listen, we're not
talking
first of all,
about that. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about we're just talking about gameplay.
Keep your Twitter shit to Twitter. Okay, here's my point of view, right? I don't care about
all this out, by the way.
I don't care about the players. I care about the organization. Beast Coast has been on the bottom of the NAL for so fucking long. To see them be able to finally win it again, that's cool. That's cool. I like it. Or not again. Sorry. Finally win it. My bad.
But like, I will say though, like, although Diffuser's had his share of controversy, he's undeniably Rookie of the Year. Like, to come out in
100%.
in your rookie season, to come out and go plus 30 overall, and come only second in rating to Spoit, this kid's something special. Mm-hmm. We have not seen a talent like this in the NAL for quite some time, and it is a very welcome sight to see someone who is this adept that fast.
I mean, I said like you said, came out with something to prove, but I guess I kind of did leave Diffuser out. He definitely had something to prove, and he proved it.
And like you said,
he made
a mistake, and he apologized for it, and he's showing up. He's still a kid. Like, as long as he keeps his nose clean, it's cool. He proved himself. He's apologized for the controversial stuff that happened. We move on.
He's like actually made an effort to do better, and like since then he has like shown up. He was E2 MVP. He's now like runner up. He won his first stage in NAL, and now he's going to Manchester. It's like this kid is the hottest talent in the NAL right now. Also, I will say the SMM. I know you might be watching this. Hey Jazz, what's up? If you are watching this, they've been cooking over there. Like, Beast Coast has a genuinely, like, funny feed, and it's actually, like, refreshing to see, because we haven't seen that, like, so long in the league. Like, I think some can remember the fucking post they made, where it was like they got everyone hyped Diffuser by tweeting, "I love Big D." Which, crazy fucking tweet, but okay.
They also, but, like, they've always kind of been like that.
They've
like,
always had a sense of humor, but, like, it's funny as...
Fuck! I'm gonna feel so stupid. Who is the one who wore cat ears?
Oh, Sweater
on stage. Yes, Sweater. Well, like they when they changed their logo to it, like that was funny. Like they've always been a good social media account.
Hatboy.beastcoast.
Huh?
Hatboy.beastcoast.
Yeah. She was awesome.
But no, let's transition into the LCQ now. Let's talk over these results, because I think a lot of us were not respecting how the LCQ went. First of all most of the teams that came in from like T2, T3 actually did pretty solid. At least performance-wise. The only one that really didn't was Los Mangas. But even then, like, they still played well compared to the level of competition they were against. Like none of the games were bad. None of them were like absolute blowouts, in my opinion. They all show that like they can hang at like a T2 level and so against T1. But then again, let's talk about what made it through. SSG. And as Shifty said, they had a really big glow up, but they now need to carry this momentum with them into Manchester if they want to like prove this roster can stick. The Astralis core still does have it together. And now, let's talk about the obligatory drama. Obligatory drama time, everybody. So
hold on about SSG. With it, like I said before, like the regular season, I didn't even think about this. They need to carry the momentum, but it's going to be difficult because the only way they got to Manchester was by beating T2 talent and the lower T1 teams. So yes, they did well, but at the same time,
did they do well?
It is worrying seeing them go in, because if they made if they went through playoffs and beat them through there, then it would be less worrying. If that's when they actually fixed things and showed up, but it took them to beat T2 and lower T1. So I completely missed that point when I was talking earlier. My bad. I just wanted to throw that in there.
All right, but like, obviously, Rampy after the wildcard 7-1 SSG, Rampy tweeted out basically talking shit, saying that Ashen wasn't hot shit, and him holding the hammer. Ashen took that shit personally. And after, I don't know if it was after they beat Wildcard, after they won the LCQ, he tweeted out, and I quote, "Some bark in groups, others bite when something is on the line. Hope you enjoy watching SSG, not AST, while reminiscing 2020 during the offseason once again." And holy shit. To come out and effectively call one of the game's world champions, someone who has been said at his peak was one of the best to arguably ever do it, to come out and basically call him a bitch. It illustrates why I think a lot of people love Ashen, why a lot of people hate Ashen as well.
I don't how
can you hate him though?
Someone played devil's advocate. How do you hate him? Exotics. Think of something. How could you see this and hate him for it? Because I'm sorry, Rampy started it. Rampy started it, and Ashen won.
Also, I'm
pretty sure right now, that's.
I'm just going through the replies here. Seth Super's loving it. Alaval's loving it. Kino's loving it. Forrest is loving it. Odo's loving it. All this T1 talent is loving it. It's people love that we finally have a villain in the scene. Also, going a little bit through here, Kansan and Forrest also had a little bit of beef. Kansan was trying to make the argument of, "We beat SSG though," to which Forrest responded, "You beat me for the first time ever in your career this stage, while I have 7 consecutive wins in a row against you. Stop living in the past."
No, that's crazy. No, that one's crazy. He said it's 7-1, lil bro.
not just that it's 7-1, that he has 7 consecutive ones over him while he beat him once.
Reminds me when the little brother wins in a 1v1 on COD split screen and starts talking all that shit, and Big Bro's just like, "Dude, you're just stop.
You're about to make Big Bro lock in."
Just don't.
No, I don't know. The thing with shit talking is
if it's done right, it's great. If it's done wrong, you just look like an asshole.
I thought when is it just me or with games and group stages, when they didn't mean anything to the playoffs, right? The quote was, "This is nothing but bragging rights on the line." Meaning, if you win this game, you get bragging rights because you beat them. So, guess what, motherfucker? You got beat. He can shit talk you. That's how it works. I thought that's how the rules of bragging rights work.
Yeah, but at the same time, when that that's a double-edged sword because you have bragging rights. But the second that player comes out and wins something that's on the line and you couldn't do that, you now get it back worse. And we saw that here with Rampy.
But exactly. But that's the risk you take. I don't know. But I don't understand how people can see Ashen as a villain. Ashen is just
It's because
I think
we talked about
us watch.
Last time. He's a young gun who's hot shit and he knows he's hot shit, so he's got a mouth on him.
Yeah. If you know you're hot shit, you could talk like you're hot shit.
Talk shit.
That's what it is. I talk about Iconic. Iconic wasn't even hot shit for a little bit and was still talking shit. Let's be real. And no one hated him for it. I don't know. I hate how people just dislike a player. Last time
when Canadian was talking all this shit, we loved him for it. But Ashen tells one person to hold his nuts, and all of a sudden, oh no, Mr. Bad Guy.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That sentence is so funny to me. He tells one person to hold his nuts.
You tell one guy to hold your nuts, and all of a sudden,
That
Nah,
sentence is just way too funny.
uh,
Oh god.
no, I fuck with Ashen because he's bringing shit talking back, and I love the shit talk.
I love his energy. He brings a level of energy we haven't seen yet, and it's really nice to just see him come out here and just like up the energy and just be like an actual like personality for the first time in a while.
I just realized I can't wait to see them on stage.
You know what
Ashen
it
and
kinda
Iconic
reminds me
talking
of?
shit on stage, dog. Oh, that's gonna be heat.
Ashton reminds me just a very slight bit, when it comes to all this shit talking, a very slight bit of Fabian.
Ooh, that's true.
That's
all
true.
all
Yeah,
he
I
needs
can
now
see
is
it.
3 hammers and he's Fabian. Let's go.
Exactly, bro. Like, get to it, bro. You got it.
All he needs. All right, dog.
All he needs
Am I wrong?
is to just be the best.
Listen, win a major,
Ever.
win 3 world championships. You got it.
It's that easy, huh? It's that easy.
Look, SSG
That
and
easy, bro.
SSG ended the win streak. All I'm saying is,
That's true. That is true. No, I can't.
I
I
wanna
hope.
look,
I hope
is-
SSG does well.
is Fabian going to fucking Manchester? I have to check.
Who's he? I can't remember.
Talon.
Talent. That's right.
Let's see.
I'm not
Who are all the
sure.
teams confirmed to go to Manchester?
Oh, the lights.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He is confirmed to be going to Manchester. All right.
Open Liquipedia.
yeah, that's what I was looking at when I got plugged in.
Also, okay, I just remember this. I want to talk about this real fast.
What's up?
I think it's really funny that when Volps joined Liquid, they could not like win anything, and now that Volps is back on W7M, they still can't win anything. Bro is cursed.
I'm happy, bro.
Bro is
I'm happy.
cursed.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. Okay, I want to talk about Brazil a little bit because I'm watching. Because
Alright,
I had
let's
to
hear
watch
it.
every W7M game. The start of the season had me shitting myself, dog. The first game they played against FaZe, they took 5 rounds off of them and then lost. Then they beat Furia. They beat the fucking world champion roster. I was shitting myself because I was thinking I was gonna have to go to these majors and root for W7M again. I thought it was gonna work, and then they got dropped down to the last chance qualifier, and they lost against Liquid, who, mind you, there was a round 2v4, or no, sorry, I think it was a 1v4, right? That motherfucker got that down to a 1v2. They kept swinging him on border. They had 30 seconds left. He had to come to the Team Liquid kept fucking swinging. Team Liquid has no fucking chance of winning this major. I'm sorry. Watching them play how they played against W7M, even though they won, neither team was good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Brazil seems, I don't know. At least the LCQ teams,
Brazil,
it's pretty weak.
I think it's how we were talking about, how like cracks are starting to show in the armor. And so now the
Definitely.
question is, are those cracks big enough that we're gonna see somebody else come through? Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not an A team, but I have a favorite to win Manchester. I think BDS is gonna win Manchester.
Oh,
Because BDS this CUL stage have been terrifying. Like looking at Wikipedia here, sorry for the flashbang, but looking at Wikipedia, they swept the entire thing. Like they went 6-1 in the group stage with a round diff of +20. And then only dropped 1 map in the entirety of like EUL playoffs.
they only dropped 1 map.
And it was to
Yes.
ITB, who was the second team, who was like the second seed for the major. Like, this team is scary. It's like
Actually,
BDS
sorry,
is
keep
scary
going.
for the first time in a long time, and it's really refreshing to see. Like pulling back up the EUL here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. They use this is leading in both overall rating and KD. Uses is plus 46 in the regular stage. Plus 46. And Brine was once again
That's
leading
insane.
with plants. And pulling up
Can we
pulse
also
stats,
talk about Into the Breach, though? That was a team that I didn't expect to qualify. I'm not going to lie.
yeah, 4 of BDS's 5 players are in the top 10 for EUL.
Damn.
They're coming in hot.
And even then, the only
coming in
one
hot.
who's not in the top 10 is Solitov. And even then, he's still like just under 1.0. This team is going to fuck shit up at Manchester.
Okay, but hold on. The important question. Are they a good team in a good league? Or are they a decent team in a shit league?
I think that the league for EUL is pretty good. Because like when you look at all these teams, they are like, yes, they're trouncing. At the same time, it's like the competition looks good. Like they're the only team to win 6 matches. Even then, it's like Secret won 5, ITB won 5, and like I think Secret, ITB, and BDS like the 3 standouts right now. They're the ones who are playing the best overall. Everyone else is just kind of mid. I'm just gonna say everyone else is kind of mid, but like I think these teams are going to be scary to watch. I think EU is finally like back on the map.
I hope this isn't another situation where when the major comes around, EU just gets fucking shit on, and we're gonna have to show you this clip again.
God damn it. Okay. Look, if it happens, please send.
I don't know.
If it happens, Brazil wins again. Please direct all hate mail to my direct messages at It's Thrill on Twitter.
Gotta get the shameless promo in there.
I may get some hate for this, but I'm not gonna lie. I think EU is pretty dog shit without Fabian. I'm sorry.
I think
like
G2 is asked without Fabian.
But it's the league in itself. Like every time, the only time I've seen like decent success from EU, at least recently, was with Fabian. I mean, they did have Did BDS win? It was BDS versus Liquid, wasn't it, for the major? And the BDS won it.
Yeah, and then it was also
which major was that?
Also Jönköping. It was also
Jönköping.
It was also
and then Rogue
v FaZe at Berlin.
That's right. But
you could argue that's home
2 years ago now. Yeah, and it's 2 years ago now.
But this is a major in EU, so anything is possible. Literally, anything is possible.
I don't know. It's scary. Just I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think it's the same EU. There's a lot of players that made it better back then that are just on other teams. I will say though,
Fabian is carrying the fuck out of this fucking team. Like they weren't like great overall. They lost like a match, but like at the same time, they swept through. They basically swept through the entirety of that fucking thing. They were the winners of the SK League. So now it just becomes a question of, hey, is Fabian meant to do a funny and just sweep the entire thing and carry APAC in their first championship? Yardy Maul intensifies.
Speaking of South Korea,
let's hear it.
My prediction is going to be crackhead as shit, and I don't give a fuck. I'll die on the hill.
Let's hear it.
FearX is winning this shit. Come on, Rin. Come on, Rin. Let's go, Rin. Let's go, Rin. Let's win this shit. Let's perform. You back in the league, baby. Oh my god. They qualify, bro. They be in there. FearX is winning it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Bro, this team qualified through LCQ and he thinks they're winning the entire thing. Skull emoji.
While I criticize SSG for only performing against lower talents.
Yeah, but like looking at all the LCQ winners, it's SSG, Liquid, CAG, and FearX. EU is yet to be decided. So let's go through. Let's see like what.
But it's either going to be.
It's down to 2.
It's either going to be.
Well, it's down to
4
2
right now, isn't it?
It's not. It's down to 4.
Yep.
It's down to Wolves, Ents, a T2 team that's like FA in G2. I want to see Ents do it just because I
watch G2 lose this match.
It's about to be another Jihu situation.
That'd be hilarious if they lose this.
Exotics had no idea what I just said.
No,
what'd you say?
Do you know what the Jihu situation?
No.
G2 basically lost to a orgless stack known as Jihu. in a tournament.
No.
I'm not kidding.
When?
I have to look.
When was this?
I'm checking now. I'm looking at Wikipedia. Hang on.
G2 versus G who? Oh my god. 2024.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
would-
they lost 2-0!
I would look for it, but like I don't want to get flashbanged right now.
I found it. I found it. They lost 7-2 on Consulate and then 7-3 on Nighthaven. They got fucking smacked.
They got fucking bitched, bro. What are you talking about?
I didn't know what
This
What
team
the
is
f-
ass.
Bro.
That was literally January 5th this year. That was this fucking
Bro,
year.
that wound isn't even fucking 5 months old. Oh my god.
That's amazing.
All I'm gonna say that
Holy
makes this
fucking
makes-
shit.
this makes G-Who an infinitely funnier insult.
Oh my god. I mean, it was South Breach, but like, bro,
Still, that's not an
how the
excuse.
fuck do you lose?
You
How
lost
do
to
you
a
lose
team
that?
whose name was making fun of your org. You are going to be mean for this for the end of the day. You got 5 rounds.
Someone- 5 rounds, that's it. That's all you fucking got. Holy shit, dude. That's insane. That's the funniest game stat I've ever looked at. That is the funniest match result I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit. I need a G-Who fucking hoodie, man. Someone make that, please.
G-Who merch coming soon.
All right, well, if you've been watching Europe's League, who do you think's winning this LCQ? Who you got? Give us your reasons.
I want to see Ents do it just because new org, like some fresh talent. I want to see them go all the way. Like fresh talent. I don't know
Okay.
if it's fresh talent, but I want to see them go all the way. I think it'd be fun to see them go all the way. Your options are
I mean,
Wolves,
they're-
Ents, Forgotten Days, or G2.
I really don't want to see Wolves. I don't know what it is about that fucking team, but I really hate watching Wolves play. And I
I-
don't know why.
I just think they're a boring team to watch as well. I don't know why.
It's just like they do well. They're not a bad team. But I feel like every
It's
time I'm
something
like,
about
oh,
their
Wolves are
style
playing
of
and
play.
I
Yeah, it's
almost
like-
just made
Side
a
note, this
very
is gonna be a
large-
little bit mean, but I just looked at the fucking bracket again for the EU LCQ. Wolves 2-0 to team called Make Your Destiny.
I just see that.
Destiny
Hold on.
made, bro.
We can I'm too curious. We can cut this part. Exotics, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I almost made a very large fan base very angry because when you
Okay.
guys were talking about how Wolves is just a boring team to watch, I was this fucking close to saying that's how I feel about watching EU League at all.
No, for real though, I ain't gonna lie.
Yo,
I ain't gonna
he's-
lie,
he's cooking,
dog.
though. He's-
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sorry, in a league
Bro,
where Packbull can play when he's doing shit like that, we all know what I'm talking about, right? With the Osa Shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, editor
I'm
me, put it
sorry.
on screen. Put that on screen so people know what we're talking about.
Editor me.
No, EU is the only league where I'm sitting at my computer. I'm like, damn, I'm feeling kind of tired. Let me lay down real quick while I watch this. And then I'm watching on my phone, and then I pass the fuck out for 6 hours because the shit is so boring. It's so
Sleep
boring.
Aid League.
Because NA
Sleep Aid League.
NA people manage to somehow pull shit out of their asses and win. Brazil, just everyone is fucking running around like someone actually lit their asses on fire.
Like the Asia leagues, there's like the element of humor to it.
Yeah, it's just like EU is just it's vanilla. There's nothing to it.
There's nothing to it. It is. I'm not gonna. I know it is a higher level, but I more mean like the style of play. It is literally just championed rank. Like it is what you. It is the meta setups. It is the default positions. It is the default strategies. It's basic bone fundamentals. While a lot of other teams, especially in this meta, have players like NGR, the fucking hard breach, who aren't afraid to get crazy. But in EU, it's like, nah, stick your ass in that fucking spot and don't you goddamn move.
It feels like EU League as a whole,
EU League
and
is
this is either gonna really make sense to you guys or really not with what I'm about to say.
Before you say this, can I say something without anyone in the class getting mad? NA
Yeah.
League is TDM meta. EU League is Macy J meta.
So, what I was about to say, and again, like I said, you guys are going to either really understand this or really not. It kind of depends on how much you've been playing ranked recently. EU League as a whole, to me, reminds me of the East Rush plant on Border.
Oh god, yeah.
Archives East Rush plant on Border every fucking game you see it. EU League reminds me of that because it's just every game you see the same thing.
Yep.
The operators might be different. The overall attempts are the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's default vanilla shit. It's boring to watch. Yeah, fuck that. We ain't cutting that shit. Piss him off. I don't give a shit. At Forever Shifty on Twitter. Come in it. Come get
On
it.
that note, let's wrap this up here. Because let's wrap this up before we piss anybody else off. Alright. Thank you for watching Sitrep. My name is Jez. I was joined today by Exotic and Shifty. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.
EU Mickey Mouse region for real, for real.